everybody, and welcome to the special edition show. I am your host, Tracie Mahan, and I bribed and solicited and begged my friend Stacey DeCristo to come join me tonight because we are asking for what we want, and I wanted her on the show tonight. So here she is. Come on in, Stacey.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Tracie, for having me on tonight. This should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it will be a lot of fun. Now, you do a lot of fun things, and we're going to get into that. But first, I want to tell people how to get to our chat rooms. There's two of them. There's one on Blog Talk that should automatically pop up, I believe, when you go to Blog Talk. That one is going, and I'll do my best to get over to that one. It's a little harder for me to check that one because it's a totally different tab on my computer. So it takes me remembering. So you guys help me out. And then Heart and Soul Radio Chat over on Facebook. And if you're not a member on that one, come over and join us. And it has a banner at the top. It says Special Edition Show. You'll see the Ask for What You Want. And it says Chat Here. And it also gives the call-in number. And that call-in number is 323-642-1397. And that number there, if you call in and you have a question, just push the number 1. It puts a little question mark for you in the queue, and I will know that you have a question. So Brenda is asking if we're on yet, and we are on, but if she can't hear me, she can't hear me. So that's too funny. So I'm going to work on getting Brenda a little link here. And Stacey, why don't you tell people about the different, like you do yoga and different meditation practices and stuff, and let's just talk about that for a second. Get that out there for you.
Okay. All right. Well, I do practice yoga. I'm a yoga teacher with 500 hours of training, and that means I've studied a lot of not just the asana, which is the poses, but in-depth philosophy in why the ancient practice of yoga and meditation do scientifically prove to work. And a lot of times, Tracie and I talk about these things, basically how quieting the mind through different measures, but the meditation with yoga leads us to the abilities of the psychic abilities, visions, channeling. All of these things become open to us when our mind is still and the consciousness opens, but when it's open and aligned to the divine source. So for me, I follow the path of yoga. The philosophy that I was trained in is ancient Kriya yoga, and that's action yoga, selfless actions with a loving heart. And the meditation is a step-by-step through the sutras, the ancient scriptures of the sutras. And it starts just by telling you yoga works, and it takes you step-by-step to quieting the mind, explaining why we have difficulty reaching a quiet mind, and to be patient with yourself, and that a deep concentration and meditation come with practice. So with that still mind, we are opened up to a whole new level of, I think very first and foremost is personal empowerment, that when we are in control of our mind and able to still it, we do see truth. Truth becomes obvious because we are becoming closer to our authentic self, and that authentic self doesn't need validation from the outside world, and we are more aligned to the divine source, which is the light and the truth. So,
yeah.
Are you there?
I'm here, yeah. I'm just getting aligned.
So I'm just explaining for where I come from, because I think you probably approach it a much easier way. You're just gifted, but for me, I put in a lot of effort But
this is why I have Stacey on the show, just so she can say things like that and catch me by surprise. So Brenda wants to know, she says, so I have a really hard time meditating. How can I make it easier? My first thought was, Brenda, quit dancing, close your eyes, and actually sit down. But some people can do, no. There are ways to make meditating a little easier, but for the active mind, do you have any hints?
Yeah, I definitely think it's to be easier on yourself. We all start from the beginning, and it's always difficult. We have to sit down. We need to take in a deep breath. We call that pranayama. Cleansing breath, closing the eyes, allowing the outside world to just melt away just for a moment. Maybe you start with 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Practicing centering yourself. And the posture, a common posture you see is the half lotus or full lotus if you're able. If not, a comfortable cross-legged position so that you feel your sit bones rooting into the earth. They literally root into the earth. The right side is a positive polarity. The left side is the negative polarity. Or as you can say, masculine on the right side and feminine on the left side. They literally plug into the earth's electromagnetic field. And the tailbone is the third prong. That's the 3 pieces rooting into the earth. You will feel the centering. And you can put your hands in whatever you feel intuitively drawn to, whatever mudra, whether it's we call the Jnana mudra with the thumb over the index finger in a circle and the other fingers are out, or your hands to heart center in prayer. Close your eyes and draw your breath into the nose and fill the belly, and instantly you begin to calm. And drawing the eyes, the closed eyes, but focus on the third eye, allowing the third eye to feel a light. And from there, it's a matter of just becoming an observer. And that's, you just give yourself time. And eventually, the mind calms. Now, the yoga is like you go through.
Wait! I have a question for you here, real quick.
Sure.
Okay, so I think I'm asking what everybody's thinking here. When you were describing how to sit in that pose with the fingers and the breath, were you doing that over there while you were talking? Were you putting your hands in that position?
Yes,
because I would totally do that. I'm just sitting here imagining that you're actually sitting in this position. I'm like, I would totally be doing that if I was explaining it to you guys. So I just had to ask.
That's fine, because that's how I teach. I sometimes you go to a yoga class and someone can walk around and they can just talk through the whole thing. I actually need to be practicing with, while I'm speaking it, because I need to feel it as I'm teaching it. So I know how to say it. I still pick up when I have beginners in the class or I have seasoned yogis, I feel how I need to say it, but I can only feel it if I'm doing it. So that's why, the answer was yes.
Well, you got us in the perfect mode for ask for what you want, because now we're in that meditation. We're in the position. We're in our thought. We're in our poise here for asking for what we want. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you why. Why did this become a subject for me to want to talk about on tonight's show? And, my grandma was fell and broke her hip. That's going to be a long story. I think I took the long way here. Anyways, I'll try to shorten it up. So I was driving my mom to the hospital to see her, and on the way back, she was saying, well, I kind of need to go get some little pumpkins, because she likes to decorate the little pumpkins for each of the grandkids each year. And she goes, but if you don't want to, you can just take me home. Well, the little pumpkins were over at my cousin's house. And I said, okay, so what do you want to do? And she goes, well, I kind of need the little pumpkins, but I know it's been a long day, so if you just, and again, if you want to take me home, you could just take me home. I said, will you ask me for what you want? And she goes, I just was like, I probably came across a little sharp. Just ask me for what you want. And she goes, okay, I want the pumpkins. Like,
right.
There you go. Was that so hard? Now, here's why I did that with hers, because when we're in that mode of trying to be the passive one and not asking or demanding too much of other people, then the universe has a hard time knowing what you want, And so really, I had no problem going to go get those pumpkins, and we actually had a lot of fun doing it. So we get there, and my aunt comes over, and she's helping us with the pumpkins, and I was telling her we almost didn't make it here because I needed Mom to ask what she wanted, and I was telling her the story about ask for what you want. She goes, well, how do people do that? And I was like, well, you just ask for what you want. I said, and again, we had this fun little conversation around it. She goes, well, isn't that selfish? I said, no, that's not selfish. It's only selfish if you're being selfish with it. But, we all have gauges on that. We know when we're being selfish and when we're just asking for what we want.
Right.
But it happens a lot in relationships where you get two people that really care about each other. They get together. One's a little more passive than the other one. One's more assertive. And they'll say, where do you want to go for dinner? I don't care. Okay, so then the more assertive one will make the decision. Well, then later what happens? The more passive person's like, we always go where he wants to go, or we always go where she wants to go. And resentment starts building up, right? And so if we could all just learn to say what we want. Now, that doesn't mean you're always going to get it, right? But at least asking for it. There's so many things that have happened this year because I decided to ask for it. I asked for something I wanted. I asked for certain guests to be on my show. I've asked for certain things to manifest in my life, and they're here, and my kids are learning to do the same thing. They ask for what they want. And, a lot of times it will manifest and it will create. So that's part of what I wanted to talk about. But the part that got me was the feeling the guilt, or like that was greedy to ask for what you want. And I'm going to throw out there, I grew up in a Catholic family.
Okay.
Yeah. So with this Catholic background, I even said that to my aunt. I said, that's that Catholic martyr that wants to come out in you. I said, if there's only one cookie left on the plate and you want that cookie, odds are you're going to offer it up to somebody else. And she goes, well, of course I am. And then my mom goes, actually, everyone in our family would offer it up to someone else, and then nobody eats it because we're all the martyrs. So, we really were having a good time with this conversation. And it's true, though. They were taught to let someone else go first and all that. And all that's good. But sometimes it's okay that you go first. And sometimes it's okay that you eat that last cookie. And, and sometimes it's okay to ask for the vacation time. And sometimes it's okay to, there's always room for compromise with things too. So go ahead and ask. Ask for what you want. Ask the universe. Ask God for what you want. If God always says yes, then, then this is the perfect opportunity for you to bring in your manifestation and say, what is it that I truly want? And look for that, and if it's a vacation that you want, put it out there. God, I would like to go. Well, we did that. Stacey and I did that. We would like to go to Sedona, Arizona. Yeah. And that just fell right into place. Stacey's like, hey, I can go this weekend. And I'm like, hey, I can go that weekend too, which is, we're both single moms, so that's not the easiest task. And she's
on
East Coast, I'm West
Coast.
Yeah. So for that to fall into place the way it did, it's because we asked and we put it out there.
Yes. And everything did fall into place. It made it. Everything was affordable. Everything was on time. It was a beautiful thing.
Time is a whole nother show with that trip. But,
yeah. Sorry, can't go there right now. Yes, and I think that's a key when you know you're on the right path is that things fall into place a little easier, a lot easier. You notice it. You notice that it happened, that the right people came in to do the things you needed them to do, or the right prices came along so that you could buy a ticket or a hotel room. And that's part of asking, and you know it's the right thing for the right time because it comes in and it's easy. It falls into place.
It is, yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. We were going to talk about, one of the synchronicities for this show. Right before it got started, I was looking at the link that Blog Talk gives me for the show. And the last digits of it are 22225, which is about having faith in the changes that are coming. And that's one of the things I was saying to Stacey. I was like, what a great number for this show, because that's what we're required to have. You know, we ask for something, and maybe our vibration isn't an exact match. So we need to, or things in our life needs to be shuffled around in order for this thing we're asking for to happen or come in. Whether it's a relationship, a new house, a car. For me, this year I've been asking for some next level psychic stuff to come in. And let me tell you what, this week alone has been pretty phenomenal for next level stuff coming in. And,
wow.
You know, so that was the stuff that I've been asking for. But things had to shift. I had to let go of some things. I had to shed some old belief systems still and some old core things that I was hanging on to, and go through a couple of weeks. And, you know, Stacey was there for me through some of that. You know, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just feel like I'm just in this rut, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, then all of a sudden it feels like the chains fall off and then things start happening again. And really it was about just letting go and releasing some old energy. I think we had a new moon, a full moon, all this other stuff going on that was just kind of helping enhance that beautiful flow of release and let it go.
Right.
But, you know, I had to resonate to and vibrate at the level I needed to so that the next level stuff could come in. And the only way to do that is to make some changes in where I was at. And so that's why that number is so cool. It's like, okay, I got to have faith in these changes. You know, some of these things that are happening in my life just feel like they're in a rut, but yet I could sense that something was coming. And I know a lot of you guys do that too, where things just don't look good, but you can just feel that around that next corner, there's something really great waiting. And so those are some of the fascinating things of manifesting. You have to have faith. And I think it was Maya Angelou that when I was looking up stuff for the banner, it says, ask for what you want. Then the next step is believing it's on its way, believing it's there for you. And it's such a key piece. It is.
That's going back to like 2006 or 2007 when The Secret came out. That was the three rules. It was like ask, believe, receive.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to it with the law of attraction. Ask,
well, and here's a challenge.
Here's
a challenge for the audience tonight. I'm going to ask you, do you know what you want? Do you even know what you want? And I ask this because, you know, some of you know, and some of you might be new listeners, but I do hypnotherapy, I do coaching and counseling type work with my readings. And a lot of times people will come in and it's like, what are we doing today? And I'll get a long story about all this stuff they don't want anymore. I don't want to have this happening, and I don't want to feel like I'm stuck in that, and I don't want to have this anxiety popping in, and I don't want this happening. And so then when I turn it around on them and I say, well, what do you want? Then there's a pause. So then we spend time developing that. So there, you know, it's really easy for us all to know what we don't want, what we don't like that's going on in our lives. That's why we want change. That's why people call me. And so sometimes it can be a challenge to figure out what it is you do want. But when you start figuring out what you do want, watch out, because you're going to start creating that. And one of the things to do is If you're sitting there in a void space going, well, I don't really know, like let's say you're going to look for a new job, but you don't really know what you want to do. Well, then start asking God that you feel great at your job, you feel appreciated, you feel valued, you get paid well, those types of things. Maybe you don't know what the job looks like, but you sure know how you want to feel when you're there. So let's start looking at that. So those are starting points for creating what do I want? I want to be happy. I want to be able to provide for my family. I want to be able to feel safe and secure, Stay away from any of the don'ts. We all know those rules, though. So I asked you earlier, Stacey, just to prepare you for this question. What's something that you feel good about manifesting through asking for what you wanted?
What I have already seen come to fruition, or what I want for the next step?
Maybe a little bit of both. A success story and something you're creating for future.
Well, there's something I'm creating for my future. This I think is important because I'm actually working on it right now. I've been living in my home with my children since I moved to Florida, and sadly, I don't know, got divorced, and I have the house. But as time has gone on and some of the children have grown, I'm graduated from high school and done their own thing. Two left, and the house is big. I decided I wanted to downsize. And I found a smaller place I would like to move into, and in order to make that happen, had to sell this house, that's got its own complications. But I believe in the power of manifesting and the power of law of attraction, and all I could hear in my head was, God helps those who help themselves. So I came home after I saw the house that I wanted. It's a townhouse. And immediately started packing up the non-essentials in my house and labeled the boxes and got a storage unit and put everything in here so I could stage my house. And, of course, that led me to realize I have the projects I have to do around here to make the house look even that much better. But the point is, I'm working on it. I don't think – I believe that part of our manifesting or drawing in the things we want, we need to know exactly what we want, but we have to put the energy there, which is the vibration you talk about, to put the energies there where it's at and see yourself doing it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm transitioning. If you looked at the situation, you would say it's not a done deal. It's not, technically, but it's in the ether. It's going to happen. I see myself in that house. There's no question. I see myself selling this. I see myself moving into that one, and I shall keep you all posted.
Yeah.
Now, my success story, I have a few, but the one I like the most was my own doing, and it also had to do with a house many years ago when I was still married, and for a family vacation home up near where I grew up in upstate New York. We found a cute little house on a lake, and I wanted it so badly. I thought it was adorable, blah, 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 and another family came in and put an offer on it, and I was just heartbroken, but I took the time to meditate. It was essentially a meditation where I went through the house and could feel in my hands. I made it so I could feel in my hands the feeling of the doorknob at the front door and the cabinets in the kitchen, and I could see the view from the windows in the dining room, and I just walked through that house, and I really put my energy in that house. And the next day, the agent called and said they were taking backup offers, and by the end of that day, they accepted our offer, so the house became ours. And I never ceased to be pleased and amazed by the power of that focus and what we can achieve when we know exactly what we want. I think that was a perfect example in my life to show that those thoughts do become the real things that we bring into our life.
You said something really key there, and I had this conversation with my oldest son the other day. He likes to do some off-roading and he had a Ford Explorer that he was taking up in the hills with his friends, and he wanted to transition to a different vehicle. And he always amazes me. I call him the master manifester because he sets his mind to something and boom, it's done. And he come in and he was telling me, I really want this Jeep that I found. And he says, and I know how to get it. I said, how's that? And he goes, well, I noticed that when I really set my mind to something and I claim it, then it's mine. And so you're saying the same thing. And guess what's sitting in the driveway? That Jeep. And he made it happen. And he not only did he manifest buying that Jeep, but he manifested selling the other vehicle and getting it all done within 24 hours. And so there's something to be said when you get determined like that, and you really feel it. That's mine. There's that piece to it. Now, I do have on my notes here to talk to you guys about manifesting things versus relationships. Things are a little bit easier to bring something like that in versus saying, I like a certain person. Like, let's just say John Doe. I like John Doe. I want to manifest that person as my boyfriend. It doesn't work like that because everybody's got free will. But if you would like to manifest a relationship, then you list out, again, how would you like to feel in that relationship? Loved, affection, respected, blah, blah, blah. What is your list for relationship? And then take the face off of it. Let the universe bring you that match. And then you can create relationship. But again, those numbers, 2222225, come in because you have to have faith that whatever you're going through is helping you to become the person you need to be to match person that you are calling in. So maybe you have a few bad dates that kind of show you what you do and don't want, show you things about yourself. Maybe you thought you wanted something and then you date somebody and realize, no, I don't really like that after all. And Spirit's just showing you and moving you and shifting you and molding you so that you will match that desire that you have. So sometimes it takes a couple more relationships before you find that one that you're looking for, just because you're not done changing who you are to match that and be that person in return. So that's something to think about as well. Relationships can be a little tricky when it comes to manifesting. And sometimes people do manifest the mate that they have in mind, but that's I'm one of those that falls into I believe that some relationships are just destiny. They just are, Right. I've heard a lot of stories where people come together and it's like their stories are so phenomenal about how the universe just kept bringing them back together until they finally figured out they're supposed to be together, kind of a thing. But, I do feel like some of that's destiny because those kinds of relationships usually involve karma of some sort, if you believe in karma. And so that might just be a thing where you wait it out until the right one comes along. So, as we know. Okay. Oh, here's one I want to also bring up with ask for what you want. For all of those people who are in these relationships and at work and wherever you might find this to be useful, do not assume other people know what you want. We're really good at hinting and kind of insinuating, but not asking. And so if you want the last cookie, take the last cookie. If you want to go to a certain restaurant, say, I want to go to a certain restaurant. If the other person doesn't want to go there, then you guys can compromise it out. If you want that raise, go ask for the raise. If you want that promotion, go ask for the promotion. Don't assume your boss knows you want that. There's a lot of things where we need to kind of take the reins, take charge, step in, and empower yourself and ask for that thing you want. So, okay.
I agree. I think that's. I see. Casey Shea wrote there are times I feel like I am not worthy of asking for what I want. So I sometimes slack in my manifesting, and that's exactly what she needs to turn around. Ask.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Just ask.
You deserve it. You deserve to be happy and have wonderful things, and there's enough to go around for everybody. There just
Absolutely.
is. So
especially if we're just manifesting them out of thin air.
Yeah.
Everyone can.
And like just recently, I took that trip to Hawaii. I got invited to go to Hawaii, and I think some of you guys know about that. And that manifested in miraculous ways. But you know what? I have 3 kids, and I have pets, and I have obligations. And so for me, I had to ask for the universe to bring a happy resolve for everybody involved. Because as a parent, I don't want to go to Hawaii and then feel guilty that, it's like, oh, I should be home with my kids, or, oh, I should be this or that. We don't need that. I got a gift of going to Hawaii. So asking for the universe to also provide me with fun things for the kids to do while I'm gone, so that, there's a balance there. They're happy, I'm happy, and everybody's taken care of. It just fell into place. And so that's another thing to think about too. If you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't want to go on that trip because I'll end up having to leave the kids and then I'll feel bad, or I don't want to have to, if I take that job, then so-and-so didn't get it and then I'd feel bad. Well, that's not up to you. That, maybe there's something that so-and-so needed to learn by not getting the job. You don't know what those scenarios are. But
no, and people need to realize we all deserve, if we're within reason, we all deserve exactly what we want. If we know we want that job or that trip and the universe brings it to you, by all means, it's for you.
Yeah.
Not to feel ashamed or guilty. There's no reason for that.
Brenda, yes. Brenda's putting on here. Brenda's been playing tug of war with this one for a while. She wants to move out of state, but her kids live here. So yeah, that one can be a tough one, worrying about the kids if you move out of state. But again, Brenda, ask the universe to bring you a happy, peaceful resolution to that. What would work? And I know, Brenda, you're probably not moving too far away, so plan a couple of flights a year. You come this way, they go that way. And it ends up being fun because everybody gets to travel. And there's plenty of money for everybody to do that, and plenty of time off for everybody to do that. And everybody still has their jobs and their incomes and all of that. It's all good. We just have to see it that way. See it abundant. See it being supported. Yeah. Hey, you know what time it is?
What, luckiness? Or what?
It's time to look over here at the call board where we have a lot of callers. So are you ready to take some calls?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's go over there.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love that. Absolutely. So, and fantastic is another word I love. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay.
Fantastic
are you ready, or did you have something more to say?
I just wanted to say, don't you think that like luck is having faith that things will go your way, and just it's that faith that.
Hey, Stacey, I'm going to have you repeat that.
Place.
I'm going to have you repeat it because you cut out like a little robot there for a big chunk of that. So, but you sound good now. So
sorry.
Say it again. Say it again.
I said, isn't that what luck is? When we say someone's lucky, that they have faith in the changes that are taking place that will be what they want. They're getting what they want, what they've asked for, what they thought of. So people are lucky when that's happening. So this is manifesting, and maybe we call it lucky because we observed their luck in manifesting what they wanted, the jobs, the things, the cars, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's bring on caller 3774. You're on the air. Who are we talking to?
Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Thank you for waiting.
Yes, I just wanted reading on love life, what you see.
Okay, can you ask a more specific question?
When do you see a companion, significant other coming in?
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if you just got out of a relationship or if somebody around you actually has feelings for you, but it feels like you have somebody close to you that. So let me ask, did you just recently get out of a relationship?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to just tune into this a little bit more, because if you could see me, you'd see what I'm doing is I'm reaching out with my right hand. I feel like there's somebody right there, and that person has feelings for you, but they feel like they're feelings that have been denied. So I don't know if this is somebody you know of that likes you, that you just don't reciprocate that. Does that make sense?
Maybe in the past, but not now.
Not right now. All right. Well, maybe watch for that, because it feels like there's somebody in your circle right now of people you know that actually, this person might be married.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, let's back up from that. We don't want that. Okay, that's why they're feeling denied. Okay. Well, we're going to send love and blessings to that, because we don't want to go there. Okay, so let's ask Spirit to show us someone new. Oh, do you like to sing?
No.
Oh, I want you to play with that a little bit. I want you to sing like when you're around the house, in the shower, whatever, hum, sing, play in the car, because what it does is it raises your vibration, and when you raise that vibration, you attract them in faster. And it feels like you're, and I hate to say this because I'm single and I know what this is like, but it feels like you might go through the holidays without that person, but then right in that new year, he will show up. So, yeah, I'm asking if you can bring this relationship in any quicker. It's a timing thing, and there's really, neither one of you can really speed that up. It's about timing. But play with the song, the raising your vibration, because it does seem to pull you guys in like magnets. And you might even be able to just feel the energy of this companion around you.
Well, why do I have to wait till January then?
That I don't know. There's something, maybe this person's going through stuff that they can't get in a relationship right now. Or maybe they don't live near you, because it feels like there's some distance. So maybe it's somebody that'll be moving to the area and they're not there yet. But there's a circumstance that's keeping this from happening any quicker, and it does feel.
Do you know anything about the person at all?
About what?
Do you know anything about the person I'm going to meet?
Let's see if I can peek at that personality. I'm not going to describe this person to you because I feel like that gets in the way. But if I can find,
do you know their age or anything? You don't have to tell me what they look like.
I don't know the age. What I feel like, though, is that this person is, I feel like this is going to be one of those things that maybe it starts off a little bit slow, or at least I want to tell you to take it slow with this person when you meet them. One of you might be a little bit slower at figuring it out than the other one, but you know how that goes when you're like, oh, I kind of like this person, and they're like, I'm not sure. And then they're a couple more dates later, then you both like each other. Just give it some time. Don't try not to read things into things right away, because I think it takes this person a little bit longer to know what they want and know their feelings. I'm asking older or younger, and I'm not getting an answer. They're kind of like, these are my rules, because if you get too much information, then if I'm wrong at all, then you might overlook something that's right in front of you that was meant to be, and you're looking for something I described that maybe I got wrong. So I don't want to do that. But just know that it is coming, and that Spirit really wants you to open up with your voice a little bit more. Sing, have fun, enjoy, be playful. Don't spend too much time spinning your wheels, wondering when this guy's going to show up. He's on his way, and then just let that happen. And I'm going to see if Stacey has anything to add to that for you.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, do you travel by train sometimes?
Not at all.
Not at all? Because I kept picturing, so I don't know if it's a mode of transportation or meeting while maybe out of town.
Don't really go out of town for meetings?
Do you?
Not at all.
I was just picturing something where you're meeting someone with, like, the time is of the essence. Like it's timing. The timing is what comes down to it. So in passing, maybe you notice something. It's in passing, or something will catch you by surprise when you least expect it. That's what I pick up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Susan. Well, thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
Hopefully that helps. Know that he is coming. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to jump over real quick to Debbie in the chat room is wondering if I will manifest QHHT. I don't know what a QHHT is, a quantum hypnotherapy. She has it down as a reading. It's probably what she meant was a session, because I don't know how to do a reading with that. But is she going to have one of those soon? And it feels like, Debbie, you have several opportunities where you could schedule something like that. So if you want something in person, it feels like you've got people around you that do that. So check into it, because they're fun. I do those. They're a lot of fun to do the QHHT, because you get to deeper levels, and you can do a lot of things with those deeper levels of hypnosis. So, okay, next caller. Next caller is 3071. You're on the air. Who are we talking with?
Hello, this is Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Do you see a new relationship coming in for me?
Now, do you want romance or friendship, or you talking romance?
I'm talking romance, yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
I'm pausing because I actually want to cut a cord with you from something from your past. Does that make sense? It feels like there's something almost around the belly button that pulls it, and there's an energy that goes with it that's putting you in the wrong energy to attract what you want. And I'm going to say this to everybody, because, I do this too, and we don't realize how it affects us. It's like, if we feel lack in some area, then it starts to pull at us, and then we can't be in the energy we want to be in to attract the right person. And so then what you end up attracting is somebody that also has a lack somewhere. And so then it's not compatible. You're just like, I don't want more of that. So we're just going to ask Spirit to come in and remove this cord for you, and send love, light, and healing. Let's leave the lessons that you've gained from that, and any love and lessons, and just see that cord removed, fill you with love and light. And then I'm going to ask you, just for fun on the show here, how would you like to feel in a relationship? Because I think that got lost somewhere. So I want to play with you a little bit, if you don't mind.
Well, the last relationship, I didn't have any respect in it. So I would like to have respect. For me to respect him, he respect me. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I want to add to that is I want you to respect you, and I want him to respect him. because that's where you get the lack of respect for the person around you, as if, because we're each other's mirrors. So if you respect yourself, then the person that you're with is going to respect you. And believe me, I'm not saying anything to you that I haven't had to say to myself or hear for myself as well. But there's something else. We're going to get there. I'm just seeing if it'll surface for me. So we got the respect piece. Do you find yourself being critical of yourself from time to time?
Sometimes I do. But I love myself, though. That's the difference.
Yeah. Catch yourself, though, in those critical moments, because I have a feeling in the past you were a lot harder on yourself than you are now, but there's still some of that energy that lingers. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does.
Okay. Gosh, you have such a sweetheart. Thank you for calling in and letting me tune into that. You just have a lot of love to give, and you need the right person to share that with.
Yes, I do.
Would it make sense that you need a spiritual person in your life?
Oh, yes. I've been asking for a high person at a high vibration,
Yeah, and there is someone out there for you with that. I think you just needed that cord that keeps. It was kind of like an anchor. It's like you're out in this boat and you can see that beautiful boat off in the distance that you'd really like to get to him, and then this anchor keeps you out there in that little buoy. So we're just cutting that anchor and letting you get on over to where you belong. He's been looking for you too. So
wow.
I'd say in the next. Are you getting out where people can meet you?
Well, lately I haven't, because I've been babysitting a little, but I plan on to. Yes, I want to get out and enjoy myself. I do.
Yeah. Do you like to dance?
I'm not as good as I used to be. I can kind of two-step it.
Yeah. Well, if you get invited to, say, weddings or any of that kind of stuff, make sure you get out there and go to them. But
the community festivals or something, outdoor art show or something that the communities have where there's tents and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that might be a good place where people are milling around.
Yeah, lots of opportunities for social things right now. You get invited to a Halloween party, go to it. Because it feels like you're going to meet him somewhere doing something social.
Something that you like.
And it feels like it's, and I want you to keep asking Spirit to keep those cords off of you that linger from the past. Just ask them to be healed and forgiven and then removed and brought to the light, and see yourself in a beautiful relationship. Imagine yourself holding this perfect guy's hand. And, I mean, his soul just feels gentle and loving too. So, anything else, Stacey?
No, but I feel that she will meet him soon.
Yeah, soon, I do too. I feel like he's pretty close.
Next few months, yeah.
I love his smile. Yeah, I'm saying if you get a social thing, you better go to it, because I think he's close too. Like Stacey was saying, within the next couple months. So, girl, get out and party. That's where you're going to find him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go two-stepping.
Hey, he looking for me. I'm looking for him too. I'm going to throw my hand. This me.
Yeah, you're both looking for each other. It totally feels like you're both available and you're getting close. So get out there. Yeah. Okay, hon. You have a good night and keep us posted.
Good night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
That's always fun. Okay. So we have Beth in the chat room. I've been manifesting a relationship. I've been dating Patrick for 3.5 weeks. He has a lot of what I was asking for, but of course something that I didn't. But I'm trying to go with the flow. And that's just it, you guys. People are not perfect. Yeah. So, if you can't live with the thing that isn't matching what you're manifesting, then of course you're going to have to move on. But there's sometimes we just have to compromise, It's like, maybe they are going to kick their socks on the floor, and every time you ask them to please not do that, the next day they do it again. I don't know, but there is some compromise in there. We're not going to find absolutely perfect.
Sometimes our heart just loves who it loves. I mean, sometimes it's not a perfect person for the outside world. It's just what your heart loves.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Confession time. It's like the confessional. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
No, but it's funny because I think about it, and it's like, you know what? No, the heart knows. The heart knows. And I think that if we have too much of a list, then you can talk yourself out of something that will make you very happy. Be careful.
And then there's Brenda, which is why I laughed, and I apologize. I couldn't hold that one in. What? Not perfect, but I'm perfect. Well, Brenda, there's always the exception to the rule. Okay, let's take another caller here. We got 10 more minutes, so we're going to try and get to as many as we can. Please have your question ready and know that we need to make it quick so that we can get to the other callers if possible. Okay, 8860, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi,
how are you?
With? Wonderful. How are you?
Good. My name's Amla.
Amla. All right. Yep. And what's your question?
Hi, Amla.
I'm sticking with the theme. Relationship.
Everybody wants the love connection.
Yeah, everybody wants that.
Okay.
I would love. I feel like he's close too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's.
What did you get something? By all means.
I think she's right. I think she's got that upbeat feeling about her. She'll probably attract him soon because she feels very fun, very
You're
loving.
buzzing. You're buzzing over there, Alma.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm just looking to see if there's anything that needs cleared, my darling. Do I have permission to scan you?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Do you tend to give more than you receive?
Yes, but I'm learning to be self-full and still around myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So create a little more balance with that. Make sure you got the receiving end going on as well.
Okay.
Ask for what you want. That just came in. Ask for what you want. So what an appropriate show for you to listen to. And then allow people to do that for you. If you want somebody else to switch the laundry around, ask them to do it. And receive that. Okay. Now I feel like, some of the things I look for is do the feet feel heavy? Is there something being held back, right, left? I check into all these different things when I'm looking at something for your question. And I just feel almost like you're having a hard time standing in one spot, like you're being pushed forward. And so, I'm excited. Just talking to you makes me really excited. It makes me want to talk fast.
That's so cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So take it and run with it and let us know how that works. He's close.
Do you coming, like, do you feel me meeting him soon? Like, or when, or time-wise, or?
This is where I like to play with people. I almost describe somebody that I would just be like, what? Like you would be like so put off by it. Just to be ornery. I was just going to be ornery and I won't do it. Okay, so this is really weird. I see this man standing there with his hand out like he's waiting for you to take his hand. But
oh my God, me too. That's exactly what I see. Like,
is it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's exactly what I see.
So he's ready.
Well, do I know him though?
That's the part I was trying to figure out. I don't get the impression that you do. I think you haven't met him yet, but I have a feeling when you do, it's going to be pretty magical. Do you feel
or sense when I might meet him?
What's coming through for me is he's a strong personality, which I think would be good for you. It's going to be a nice compliment to your personality as well. I'm not saying that he's going to be overbearing or dominant, but He's going to be a thinker. Like, you guys will have these conversations that'll blow your mind. So that would be cool. Yeah. Do you like conversations?
Yeah. Well, I hope I meet him soon. I don't know how I'm going to meet him. I've been going out. I mean, I'm a speaker. I'm a teacher. I'm always meeting people. So it's just, and a lot
you
of
almost
people
sounded like a
my...
song. The way you describe yourself to be a song.
That's too funny. That's too funny.
You know what? I think it's going to be a timing thing, sweetie. And I don't know that they're going to show us how that's going to happen. It's just synchronicity is playing magic with you right now, and it's bringing both of you together. And so just pay attention to synchronicities. You get a weird feeling that, hey, I think I need to run to the 7-Eleven. Not that that's where you're going to meet the guy, but you know what I'm saying. There was one gal that told a story about how she just, all of a sudden she's sitting at home. She's like, she's getting go wash her car at the car wash. And she kind of fought it. And then finally she's like, what am I doing? She got in the car. She went to the car wash and she met someone very significant that she needed to talk to about a business deal. And it'll be like that is what I think. Like, you're going to feel nudged, or you're going to get invited to something. And you're going to, if you find yourself hesitating, don't go and to these places where you're going to meet new people, because I don't think you know him yet. So let synchronicity play its game with you, okay?
Yes. Actually, it's been happening a lot in the last month and a half. Like, things I don't want to do, I just do it anyway because I know I need to do it. I need to just take a so-called, in air quotes, a risk. Go out of my comfort zone. Do it. Just do it. No thinking. Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Do it. All right, so I'm going to see if we can catch one more caller before the show cuts us off. So
good luck.
Have a wonderful time. Keep us posted.
Yes.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, real quick before I take this last caller, if you'd like to get readings, go to my website, traciemahan.com. That's TRACIEMAHAN.com. And Stacey, is there anything you want to add about if people want to know more about yoga or anything like that? How would they reach you?
They would reach me on Facebook, Stacey DeCristo. I also have my yoga page started. It's not completely there, but I have a few articles there at Namastasia Yoga and Retreats, also on Facebook. And right now that's it, other than local in South Florida at the Anatara Yogashala. I teach my yoga there. So
perfect. Yay. Yeah. Okay. So to this last caller, our call will probably go beyond the show. We got 2 minutes left on the show, but if you listen in the archives, the show will still be on there. So what I want to do is say goodbye to the audience now, and then we're going to take this caller, so we'll probably get cut off in the middle of this. So,
okay. Thank you, Tracy, for having me. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you, Stacey. All right, let's bring this person on. 0221, you're on the air. Who are we talking with?
Hi, this is Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Hey, thanks for getting me in.
Yeah. I know how that can be. We got to get you guys in here. I try to do as many as we can.
I know, and I appreciate it. I do know what I want. I want to relocate to Northern California, and I want to see if you've picked me up pulling that off by January or in the month of January. And do I find love when I get there?
Okay, and where are you relocating from? Do you mind? It'll help me tune in.
I don't. I'm in Texas and so ready to.
Oh, California is such a better energy for you.
It just freaked me out. The area is on fire right now where I was headed.
Yeah, they're getting ready for you. It's clearing out all that old energy, so it's ready for you.
Oh, my God, that's exactly what I said, was it's getting rid of the underbrush.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, the energy in California feels like such a better fit for you. And do I see that in January? Yeah, there's going to be a couple bumps in the road to get you there. Try not to let that distract you or discourage you, okay? Because it's just there to kind of bring up some of your stuff so that you can move it out of the way. You know how that works. The universe is going to throw bumps in the road just to help us get rid of our old junk too. So that will probably happen. what I want you to do is I want you to connect with Ganesh. Ganesh is the remover of obstacles, and Ganesh helps us to manifest. So that would be, you know which one that is, the elephant?
Yes, in fact, I have Ganesh incense that I had been calling on all summer.
Are we in tune with each other or what? Here we go.
Yeah. No kidding. That was great. That was
really
good.
Yeah, I do too. We're like besties. Okay, so so definitely play with Ganesh a little bit to get you over there. But I feel like January is good for you. Are you driving?
Well, I'm going to sell my house here and then drive myself up there. And the deal is I was going to buy a little tiny house, and some friends of mine have land not too far north of the counties that are burning, and so I thought I'd park there. And it sounds perfect. And I like them, and so it'll be a win-win, I think. Mm-hmm. And it'll give me a chance to get acclimated to California without being thrown into like San Francisco or something like that. So that feels good for me, but it's a total life change. So
yeah. Well,
biggie.
I'm going to peek at that for you. Can I? Can I peek at that?
You bet.
Okay. You were asking if you would meet somebody while in California. It does feel like someone very significant comes into your life. I don't know if this is a romantic match, but definitely a significant person. Powerful. Helps you open up to your own psychic abilities, helps you to trust yourself, to move into a new phase of your life that you're ready for it. You are so ready for it. And so if you're listening to the earlier part of the show, one of the things I was asking for is that leveling up of the intuitive piece. And, I was ready for that. It felt like everything was kind of a repeat of the day before. And it's like, okay, something new, please. And that's where you're at. And it's coming in.
And that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's exactly what I want to do when I get out there is, my whole practice will be healing and readings. Yeah.
And you know what? I think for some reason, I want to say where that little house is going, there's ley lines or some sort of vortex energy that is very beneficial for you. So
that's what I was getting to. Just,
hey!
Wow.
We should be besties. We got the same brain.
I know. I think so too. That's awesome.
Are we leveled up to the same place? Never know.
You never know.
We're in the same ascension pattern.
I love it. Okay, Stacey, do you have anything to add?
No, I just think that the move is definitely positive, and persevere through any obstacles with Ganesha.
Okay.
And just flourish.
Yeah. It's there,
just
and it's not to say that every day
flourish.
is roses, but boy, you know how to manifest and create beautiful things. So, create that reality.
Awesome.
You're ready.
Putting that much effort into the move and moving yourself that far, that's a lot of energy in that direction. That's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. It's taking everything I've got. So that's what I'm working on between now and January 31st is because I don't think I'll even come back to Texas. I'm kind of like Thelma and Louise. If I've got to get to Florida, I'll go all the way around. I do not want to come here again. So I'm closing all doors.
That's funny. That's good.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes. Just don't drive off the cliff.
No cliffs. No cliffs.
No cliffs
you
for
guys
you.
are amazing. Thank
you.
You're
a lot of fun. I'm glad that we grabbed that call. That was good. Thank you for the callers that did hang on. They got to listen to the last part of the readings. That's the benefit, but we don't have time to get to everybody, so sorry about that. Please call again next week. Actually, let me talk about next week here real quick. I have Debbie Griggs, who is also a international psychic and I believe author that's going to be coming on the show, and she will be doing readings next week as well. So make sure you call back and get on that call list. We'll get to as many as we can. And that one's going to be an hour-and-a-half show, so it'll give us a little more time. All right. Well, thank you, Sherry, for calling in. And we will see you guys all next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, Stacey, for being with me, by the way. My bestie hanging on the radio with me.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a blast. And love to everyone out there. Have a great week.
All right, everybody. Bye-bye, and have a good night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Members first, members first. Pacific Source Health Plans, but members first. Find them at PacificSourceIntune.com. In tune with you.